People may come and go, but the impact you've had on someone's life is something that no one else can replicate. They'll always remember you. The idea of replacing someone disregards all the little things that make them who they are. Anyone who thinks they can replace you hasn't fully experienced your uniqueness. To think you can replace someone is a mistake that comes from not fully appreciating their impact. You, and only you, bring the qualities that matter. They can try, but they'll never replace the feeling of being understood by you, the connection shared, and the bond that was created. People who think they can replace you are often those who never took the time to appreciate the parts of you that make you irreplaceable. Those parts never go away. No one can replace the way you make someone feel. That kind of connection is far beyond physical appearance or superficial traits. It's a form of denial to think someone could replace you. The impact of your presence goes far beyond what the eye can see. You may not realize it, but you've created a space in someone's life that no one else can ever occupy. Anyone who believes they can replace you hasn't truly experienced what you offer. What you bring to the table isn't something that can be substituted. Anyone who thinks otherwise is simply living in a world of make-believe. They can try to fill your shoes, but the truth is, no one will ever wear them quite like you do. Your influence remains unique. Replacing someone is like trying to replicate a masterpiece. You'll never capture the same energy, emotion, or vision. You are one of a kind. Anyone who believes they can replace you is missing the point entirely. They can't replicate the authenticity, the deep connection, or the moments shared. Trying to replace someone is like trying to erase the memories and experiences they've given. The truth is, no one can replace those unique feelings. People may try to move forward, but they can never forget what you've brought into their life. Your presence cannot be replicated. The moments you shared with someone are something they will carry with them forever. Even if they try to replace you, no one can match the impact of those moments. Your worth isn't measured by who comes after you, but by the mark you've left. Anyone who thinks they can replace you is failing to see that you're irreplaceable. Those who think they can replace you never truly understood the depth of your presence. They never saw how your energy changed everything around you. Replacing you is a fantasy because the bond you created is unbreakable and irreplaceable. Your presence is too unique to be duplicated. Anyone who thinks they can replace you hasn't experienced the true essence of your being. They haven't felt the way you affect the world just by being in it. What you bring to someone's life cannot be recreated. You are irreplaceable, and anyone who believes otherwise is blind to the uniqueness you offer. Trying to replace you is like trying to find the exact same star in the sky. You might find something similar, but never the same brilliance. No one can replace the warmth, the comfort, or the energy that you bring into a room. Your presence is a rare gift. Anyone who thinks they can replace you simply doesn't understand the lasting impact you've made in their life. Your connection is something no one else can recreate. The truth is, you cannot be replaced because no one else can replicate the way you make someone feel understood, loved, or supported. Your uniqueness cannot be copied, and anyone who believes they can find another you is simply fooling themselves. You are irreplaceable. The space you leave behind can never truly be filled. Anyone who tries to replace you will only find that what they're looking for doesn't exist in another person. Anyone who believes they can replace you is missing out on the fact that they've experienced something that can't be recreated or replaced. You are a living, breathing force of nature. No one can ever replace your energy, your vibe, or the essence you bring into the lives of those you touch. Your presence is one of a kind, and anyone who thinks they can replace you is merely living in a fantasy, unaware of the irreplaceable bond that was shared. To think someone could replace you is to overlook everything that makes you special. The love you give, the understanding you offer, and the energy you share. People may come and go, but the uniqueness of what you bring to the table can never be replaced. Anyone who thinks otherwise simply hasn't felt the full impact. Replacing you isn't possible because what you offer isn't something that can be replicated. It's part of the beauty of who you are. It's easy for someone to think they can replace you when they don't understand the depth of your soul, the complexity of your emotions, and the way your presence fills a space with energy. No one can truly replicate what you offer in this world, and anyone who tries is only fooling themselves. There's a truth in love, connection, and presence that can never be duplicated. Anyone who thinks they can replace you is ignoring the uniqueness you bring to every moment you share with them. People may try to move on and fill the gaps you leave behind, but no matter how hard they try, they will always come up short. What you bring is irreplaceable, and anyone who believes they can replace you is merely lost in a dream. We are all individual puzzles, pieces that only fit with certain others. If someone thinks they can replace you, they fail to realize that no one else can ever fit into your exact space the way you do. In a world that constantly seeks to find replacements, it's important to remember that the essence of who you are cannot be substituted, no matter how hard someone might try. Your uniqueness remains unmatched. The belief that someone can replace you shows a fundamental misunderstanding of your worth. You are a one-of-a-kind presence, and no one can ever take that away. Replacing someone isn't just about finding someone else to fill the spot. They can never replace the emotions, the moments, and the connection shared. That kind of intimacy is irreplaceable. When someone thinks they can replace you, they're underestimating the incredible mark you've made in their life. No one else will leave the same imprint you've left. It's not about competition, it's about connection. The belief that you can be replaced reveals a misunderstanding of how deep your bond really goes. You are not someone who can simply be replaced. The impact you've made on the people around you is a mark that cannot be erased or filled by anyone else. Those who believe they can replace you don't understand how your presence changed everything. The world will never be the same without you, no matter how many people try to fill your space. To think that you can be replaced is to misunderstand the gravity of who you are. Your thoughts, your feelings, your energy, they cannot be duplicated. People will try to move on, try to replace you, but the truth is, no one can replicate the unique impact you've had. You are irreplaceable in every way. Anyone who thinks they can replace you is living a delusion, unaware of the beauty and authenticity you brought to the table. They'll never find someone who is you. When someone believes they can replace you, they forget the special little things that only you bring to the relationship. The care, the understanding, the laughter. Those things can't be replaced. There's a beauty in your individuality that can never be replicated. Anyone who thinks they can find another you is missing the point entirely. No matter how much time passes or how many people come into their life, no one can ever replace the way you made them feel. That bond is forever. When people think they can replace you, they fail to understand the lasting effect you've had on their hearts and minds. True connection isn't something that's easily replicated. Trying to replace someone is a futile exercise because at the core of every meaningful relationship is something that no one else can offer: your soul, your essence. Anyone who believes they can replace you is ignoring the truth that you have touched their life in a way that will always remain, no matter how much time passes. You are unique in ways they'll never be able to understand. Anyone who thinks they can find another like you is only fooling themselves. You are more than a role to be filled or a space to be occupied. Your worth is intrinsic and irreplaceable. A person who truly understands you would never think they could replace you. they would know that your presence is beyond compare. You cannot be replaced because no one else has the same spark, the same vision, or the same impact that you do. Anyone who thinks otherwise simply doesn't see you for who you truly are. It's a fantasy to think that anyone could ever replace you. The essence of who you are cannot be duplicated, no matter how hard they try. Those who believe they can replace you only misunderstand the depth of your significance in their life. Your presence is more than just a space. They will forever feel the absence of your soul. When someone thinks they can replace you, it's not only an insult to your individuality, but a denial of the irreplaceable connection you shared. Anyone who believes they can replace you has yet to grasp the true meaning of what you brought to their life, your energy, your spirit, and your love.